Now at 6, the Webb City Farmers Market was open before the holiday today and visited by Santa. Plus, the Joplin Empire Market was open as well for their Tinsel and Tidings Market. And we take a look at some last-minute shopping in the 4 states.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Cale Chapman. The Webb City Farmers Market was open today, giving local shoppers a chance to pick up some local goods before the holiday. Vendors had produce, raw honey, baked goods, and gifts available for purchase. The market provided a hot breakfast with coffee or hot chocolate.
It's fantastic. There's nothing like it around, in my opinion, in this area for the holidays. I mean, you can look around. We've got like glittery garland up all over. Santa's here taking pictures with little kids. We still have fresh produce, like there are mushrooms at that table for sale, and also like hot drinks and crafts and last-minute Christmas gifts. So it's, it's kind of your one-stop shop.
Talk to the kids. And last-minute shoppers have been making final purchases in stores today. KOAM's Yana Attila talked with some residents at the Pittsburgh Meadowbrook Mall.
Meadowbrook Mall in Pittsburgh has quite a few visitors on Christmas Eve. Some may be doing Christmas shopping right before the big day. Residents say there may even be more things to find last minute.
Did some shopping last night also for some surprise guests that are coming to my house, and all the stuff that I saw was way different from what I'd seen when I did my shopping earlier. So I'm thinking that shopping kind of like the last 2 days before Christmas is the best time to go.
It can be easier to go in the stores together to get desired gifts.
I'm bringing my great-granddaughter in here to shop for her. Being a teenager, I wasn't quite sure what she would like or not like, so we came here to find what we could find.
Some residents are enjoying the day before Christmas, looking around the stores.
I have a friend that's she's going to have a grandbaby soon, and we were looking at baby clothes and just baby's first ornament and that kind of stuff, because I have a new grandbaby as well.
It is a tradition for some residents to come to the mall right before Christmas to finish up.
Seems like we make several trips every year. This being the last day, we're finishing up at Bath and Body. We got some lotion for who? Grandma Mary? Mary. Yes, and then we went to the slime store and we picked up some gifts for cousins, Archer and Sister Valerie and Frank. He got a little something too.
The mall has a good amount of visitors, but it's not too full to complete shopping.
Post-COVID, I think we're all really excited to be back out. We're still fighting, colds and COVID, but we're being careful. We've learned a lot, and people are back out and at it. It's really exciting.
In Pittsburgh, Yana Hautala, KOAM News.
The Meadowbrook Mall was open with special holiday hours today. The Joplin Empire Market hosted their Tinsel and Tidings Christmas Eve Market today. The Christmas Eve Market gave last-minute shoppers a chance to get a gift from local vendors. The market was indoors, so everybody was able to stay warm.
I think it's important where you spend your money, and if you want to have more local opportunities, more small businesses, then you have to invest in it. And it's been really neat over the years to watch this market grow and to have the variety of markets that we do in our area. I think it makes Joplin a better place to live and work.
This was the final Joplin Empire Market of the year. The market will be back in session on January 7th. And Sam Lane joins us now with a first look at the weather.
Thank you very much. It's been a cold one, of course, and it has been for the last few days. Snow on the ground, of course. Our sleigh tracker radar is clear right now, but that's going to be changing over the next few hours as Santa gets a little bit closer to us. But in the meantime, we're going to have pretty cold temperatures, generally in the teens through the evening hours, dropping all the way down to 7 degrees by tomorrow morning. So let's take a look down the lane and show you what we can expect. A cold Sunday, of course, for our area, and of course that's going to be Christmas. And then a Monday mixture. We have a weak system dropping in from the north. We do have a warmer week ahead. And what about New Year's? Is it going to be white or is it going to be mild? Well, I have the answer in just a little bit.
Awesome. Thank you, Sam. The wild winter storm that's sweeping across the United States is causing gas and energy problems down in Arkansas. KTHV TV's Frederick Price reports.
This Arctic blast brought wind, snow, and problems for utility customers like Jeff Hankins.
So we discovered about 4:30 this morning that the temperature in our house had dropped significantly.
After an attempt to turn on his fireplace, he stepped outside, braving the single-digit temperatures Friday morning to check his gas meter.
Finally figured out that there was probably a natural gas issue of some kind.
Not only was he right, he wasn't alone. Summit Utilities saying at least 100 customers affected in West Little Rock.
The extreme cold weather temperatures did cause some freezing on parts of our system that restricted gas flow to some of our customers.
Enough gas to keep most customers pilot light on, Lizzie Reinhold with the company tells me. Meanwhile, Friday afternoon, Entergy crews at homes like this one restoring electricity to customers. At their peak, Entergy Arkansas says at least 12,000 customers did not have electricity Friday. The Arctic air and winds the culprit behind the utility company's challenges.
The tree limbs to fall on power lines, and that's caused most of the outages.
Matt Ramsey with Entergy Arkansas says majority of the outages impacting Garland, Faulkner, and Pulaski County. Crews weathering the freezing temperatures are both working quickly to restore power, but also keeping themselves safe.
Making sure that they've got their warm winter gear on just like everybody else, but mostly just taking their time.
Reinhold tells me Summit Utilities are looking over how they can best prevent outages during bitterly cold temperatures. Meanwhile, Jeff is happy the service is restored just in time for the Christmas holiday.
We were trying to come up with Plan B for a family gathering, and we're fortunate to be able to have the family over.
In Little Rock, Frederick Price, THV 11 News.
Well, the 4 states are not the only place struggling with the cold. In Houston, bats are freezing right now and falling onto the ground. Cold temperatures send the bats into hypothermic shock, and they'll die unless they can warm up. The Houston Humane Society is working to save these bats from the frigid temperatures that hit the city this week. So far, the Humane Society has rescued 138 bats and are in the process of rehabilitating them. According to the Humane Society, the bats are freezing on the Waugh Drive Bridge, a popular bridge that people visit to watch them take flight.
After that, we give them fluids under their skin to hydrate them, and then several hours after that we can start offering them food. We might lose them, yeah, they might migrate farther south. I don't know. I hope we can keep them, and I hope if we can build a community that takes care of them through events like this, that we can keep them here longer.
We take time now to honor a local veteran. Jasper R. Current served in the Army in World War II and the Korean War. Current was drafted on April 28th of 1944 and served until January 1959. The Sheldon, Missouri native served as a Pacific Theater security guard. To Corporal Jasper Current, we salute you, a 4-state hero. And coming up, a group of lowriders in California tries to get cruising bans reversed. Plus, the world's largest digital candy cane takes up residence in Miami, Florida. With all the snow across the nation, people have been out doing all sorts of activities from skiing to ice skating. It is important to remember safety while out having fun in the snow, as some people in Utah are learning this weekend. Crews rescued a 48-year-old woman who was injured while sledding near Alpine. Spencer Cannon of the Utah County Sheriff's Office said search and rescue crews were called to Horsetail Falls in Utah County shortly before 2:30 p.m. On reports of an injured woman. The Horsetail Falls Trail is a nearly 5-mile out-and-back trail near Alpine that is generally considered a challenging route according to all trails. She was a little challenging to reach according to Cannon, and that's why they needed to use a helicopter to bring her down. Rescue teams had to hike nearly 2 miles to reach the woman. Crew members were seen transporting the victim from the helicopter to an ambulance around 5 p.m. She was then brought to a local hospital for further evaluation.
From what I was told from some people that was there with her, something under the snow may have caught her foot and twisted it.
Known, although officials stated she had suffered a serious ankle injury. Owners of lowriders are trying to reverse bans on cruising in places like East LA. Lowrider owners are trying to change the image of cruising. LA County outlaws it right now, but many are hoping that will change. KCAL 9's Rick Montanez is live in East LA with details.
Lowriders cruising through Islos, an iconic representation of Latino culture and a tradition for decades, but one that lowrider owners say has been given a bad rap over the years. These car enthusiasts are working to change that.
Have a Merry Christmas!
It's culture, and it's just like a brotherhood and sisterhood of a community of car enthusiasts.
Vicente Quiñones and his wife Lorraine are part of the California Lowrider Alliance, a coalition of car enthusiasts from 18 cities and counties fighting to repeal laws and ordinances that ban lowriders from cruising famous spots like Whittier Boulevard.
We cruise with always this stigma or this fear in the back of our mind that there's the potential of us being pulled over.
They're dream cars for many of us.
LA County has a no cruising ordinance, noting that anyone driving past a certain point more than twice in a 6-hour window can be cited. Quiñones says cruising should not be a crime, and the laws making it so are an example of systemic racism.
We don't want to repeal the ordinance only within, our own city and county, but we want it to be statewide.
The cars are flashy, they can be loud, and they are certainly expensive.
So when we get in our car and we bump our music and we ride our dream cars and the cars that so many of us worked hard for, that relieves stress, and it's our culture, and it's a way we come together and celebrate one another.
Car club members like Art Acosta acknowledge cruising's association with gangs and illegal activity. He, like some others, are former gang members, now looking to keep others from that dark path.
You think we're going to jeopardize thousands of dollars that we put into our cars, all the love and all the time to gangbang out here? It's not like that. We grew up in all that, so we know what it is. We want better for our kids.
Quiñones is working with LA County and several state lawmakers to make a change for the lowrider community.
This is our community. We actually live here. And so that's why we want to cruise here. We want to support our own community.
Celebrating culture, cars, and cruising.
A little later, we take a look at how the weather is affecting people's pipes in Arkansas.
And those pipes are still pretty cold out there. We'll have details on the forecast coming up in just a little bit, so stay with us. Well, we've started off the weekend pretty cold across the area, but that was, of course, forecasted several days in advance. And it looks like the cold weather is going to stay with us for at least a couple of more days, but then there is some hope on the horizon. Let's take a look outside right now. You can see at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort down in Seneca, Missouri. They've cleared off the parking lot down there. It was snow-packed yesterday, but now it's a little bit better. Conditions are pretty nice across the area as far as the conditions. No snow in the area right now, just very bitter cold. And this afternoon, we saw temperatures rebounding into the upper teens. And you can see over the last 36 hours, we were below zero. Then we got almost just barely above 10 degrees yesterday. Then we dropped down to 4 this morning. And this afternoon, we almost made it up to 20 degrees. Didn't quite get there, but we will eventually. 19 was the high, 4 was the low. And believe it or not, that wasn't even close to the records. Minus 10 back in that cold, bitter December of 1983. And of course, we weren't anywhere near the records, or the normals, I should say, across our area. Slate tracker radar is all clear right now, but that's going to be changing over the next 24 to 36 hours, and we'll get to that in the forecast. But temperatures right now are still very plentiful cold, generally in the teens, a few 20s thrown in, like in Oswego with 21, 20 in Parsons, 21 in Chanute with those westerly winds. And actually, believe it or not, it's about 10 degrees warmer now than it was 24 hours ago. So at least we're making some improvement in the temperatures. And when you take a look at the wind chills, we're looking at readings generally in the teens, which is pretty close to the temperature. So at least we're starting to deal with a little bit less wind out there. And you can see that on the wind tracker. Winds are generally either calm or very light right now, but we do expect winds to pick up again tomorrow evening ahead of the next storm system. And of course, that means the wind chills are going to start to go back down a little bit. 18 right now in Joplin with a calm wind. So of course it feels like 18. Dew point is 5 and the humidity of 57%, and the pressure is currently steady. The forecast for tonight looks like this. Single digits once again across our area with winds blowing out of the north. Then as we go through the day tomorrow, we'll see temperatures in the upper 20s, maybe even above freezing down in Oklahoma. But then we're going to be watching a system drop down from the north and west tomorrow night into Monday morning, and that's going to spread a mixture of precipitation across our area. Better chance up to the north and east, lesser so down to the south and west, with readings generally in the 20s by Monday morning. And then a front blows through Monday afternoon, dropping temperatures back down. Once again, as we go into Tuesday morning, we're going to see readings once again in the teens across our area. And here's a look at the forecast mixture. You can see flurries across our area, maybe a dusting of snow to the north and east, and some sleet and maybe some freezing rain down in Oklahoma. So it's going to be a pretty tricky forecast, especially as we head towards Monday morning. Readings are going to be feeling like in the single digits, and then as we move towards tomorrow, we're going to see readings mainly feeling like in the teens, and the cold air is going to be making one more hit at us on Monday night. And then once that system moves out of the way, then we'll see milder air coming in from the west, and that's pretty good news because we definitely need some warmer temperatures across the area. And if we go into the forecast over the next 7 days, we do have not only warmer weather, but also some rain in the forecast too, especially towards the end of next week and next weekend. Cale?
Yeah, I mean, that's not looking too bad.
No, it's at least something to look forward to in the new year.
For sure, for sure.
Right.
Well, with that winter weather we were just talking about, it's getting colder and it's freezing and busting pipes down in Arkansas. KTHV TV's Ian Russell reports.
The cold weather isn't just annoying, it's also causing issues for homeowners. Burst and frozen pipes are what many of us are seeing today, and the ones fixing them are staying busy.
In a quiet neighborhood in Maumelle, these guys are hard at work.
Today's the second call, and we've had a couple more added on us since we've been here.
And they're not alone. Plenty of people woke up to burst pipes, cold water, and other issues caused by the cold weather, including the Wadleys.
Well, my husband woke up and tried to use the hot water and notified me we did not have hot water. No, this has never happened before.
No hot water to start the day isn't ideal. That's where Richard and Nicholas come in. Inside to the attic, not much warmer than outside.
The cold line feeds into the hot, heats water, and it pushes out the other way. So with no flow in here, that tells us coming to the heater that the cold line here is froze.
Despite their best efforts, the Wadleys really tried. They couldn't stop this from happening.
We did, but not on the hot water. Because I had the tankless water heater, I didn't even think about the water heater.
Unfortunately, they're not alone. We called some other plumbers who told us they had hundreds of calls for service before noon. And while you wait for help from them, there's only a handful of things you can really do.
I've seen people try to, with heat guns and, trying to do it on their own, if they have that knowledge.
Pretty much on a situation like this, we're going to recommend to keep a heater up there.
That's the best thing to do right now, for sure.
Thankfully, we're supposed to thaw out soon and warm up over the weekend. And with warmer temps comes a better chance of those recommendations working.
Just keep the faucets dripping and your cabinets open.
In Maumelle, Ian Russell, THV 11 News.
Still ahead, Jacob Leonard sits down with Pittsburg State head football coach Brian Wright. Tonight at 10, Sports Director Jacob Leonard sits down for an extended interview with Pittsburg State head football coach Brian Wright. Coach Wright joined us in studio this week to talk about the season and how their success in 2022 has motivated them to be even better next year.
We have a very hungry football team to, go win the whole thing here. And we talked about all year that we play for 2 trophies in this program. One at the end of the regular season and one at the end of the postseason. And our guys accomplished the regular season one, and they want both. They want the other one, and I think we'll have a very hungry football team when we all rejoin and get back together in January.
We'll have our extended interview with Coach Wright tonight on KOAM News at 10. You can also check out the full interview later this evening on the sports page at KOAMnewsnow.com. We'll be right back. The 700-foot tall Paramount Miami World Center is a Magic City soaring signature skyscraper. It features the world's most technologically advanced LED animation system. Starting December 22nd through December 26th, the Paramount Tower illuminates every morning before dawn and from sunset through midnight. The Miami World Center skyscraper is built with 16,000 LEDs embedded in 10,000 panes of high-impact resistant glass. The $3 million Color Kinetics animation lighting system can create a combination of almost 16 million colors. It took 3 years for a team of 12 technicians to install the system.
That is a big candy cane.
Well, it sure is. Probably not good to lick it, though.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be cold tonight. A little weak system comes through tomorrow night into Monday morning, but then after that it gets warmer, and as we start the new year, mild across the area.
All righty. Well, thank you for joining us. We will leave you with a video of a water skiing Santa. Have a great night and an even better tomorrow.